J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We here for this BMF season 4, episode 3, first reaction. And man, it was a good episode. It was interesting. I like how they kind of slow pacing what happened in Mexico. And we slowly finding out a little bit more about it. One thing I do want to know is, what, Meech knows Spanish? Because they kind of he'd be talking to Loco and everything, and it don't seem like Loco know English. So I'm wondering, like, what does Meech know Spanish? Anyway, just something I was just thinking, because at the end of that episode, him and Loco was talking pretty much like, they understood each other, except Loco wasn't speaking English. He don't speak English. He don't speak English. And Meech was talking back to him in English and not in Spanish. So what? He understands Spanish but don't speak English? I mean, he understand English and don't speak. Anyway, anyway, what's good, Dame Dollar? My brother, what's good, fam? B, what's good, Ma? How you doing, girl? Hope everything's all good with you. Much love and appreciation as always. We about to go ahead and get into this episode. So I was gonna do the shy at first, but I didn't know they don't put the episode on at midnight. Sometimes it's a delay. I mean, what, they waiting on the person to wake up and upload it or something? I don't know. He was oversleep. But I was gonna do the shy at first, but the shy wasn't available at midnight. So, and it ended up making BMF a little delayed. But anyway, so here we go. 305, Mr. City. What up, Jay? Detective Lip, annoying as hey, look here, man. Hey, look here. Let me talk about that kid. Now, that kid there. Yeah, I got a kid too. He took his own life. But we gonna blame it on Meech. That's what we gonna do. We gonna blame it on Meech. Yvonne Cox, happy Juneteenth, mama. You say it's on in my area, trying to watch both. I was gonna watch the Shy. But yeah, it's finally came on. Shout out to my girl Sheena. I was checking with her on Discord, and she was letting me know that it did finally come on. Anyway, we see this episode of BMF start off pretty interesting. They went through some things in Mexico. And you know what I'm noticing this show is that no matter whatever happens, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but they have not showed Meech or Terry murk somebody. Have y'all seen that? It's all, and when this happened, I'm like, all right, let's see if they show them do it. Which means like they never really showed him do any crime other than the drug dealing that they already got arrested for. Which in one way is kind of smart, because I think it is no statute of limitations on murking people. I think that's the only crime there's no statute of limitations. Am I right or wrong? Y'all let me know in the comments. But they don't show them murking people. It's always somebody else. Local may not even be real. They can say it's not real. They can say this didn't happen. We didn't do that. We didn't show ourselves murking nobody. So they show them in Mexico, and they hiding under some pickup truck false floor. When all of a sudden they get stopped, it's a reward. And the dudes driving the truck get popped. And the dudes that's looking for him, they find him. So next thing you know, Locos start off with the fight. They all fight for their life, basically. And Loco grabbed the gun, ended up popping one of the dudes. Meech had to hit him. Meech, was it Meech or Terry? One of them had to hit somebody with a frying pan. Damn, they hit him with the kitchen sink in this month. Boop, hit him with a cast iron skillet. That'll kill you. You know, that could kill you. You get hit in the head with the cast iron skillet, that'll take you out right there. But I don't think it did. But then they all ended up getting taken out by Loco, and then Loco almost got took out, but his boy that had got shot ended up saving him. So it ended up all the three dudes got took out, and Meech and Terry didn't have to implicate themselves in the show. I'll be thinking about that extra stuff sometime. Anyway, what's up? Yvonne, you say Terry did it. Terry did what? Terry murked somebody? 305, you say that bottom lip be hanging, he be obsessed with Meech. Boy, I know, man. That lip hang like a damn bloodhound. He on the trail is catching all the scents on the bottom of the lip in the air, is detecting all the scents on there to help him track them down. Meech that way. Meech went to Atlanta. Anyway, so that Mexico shootout was pretty interesting. We also see T and Markeisha. I'm tired of Markeisha, and I think she might be trying to set him up. Although that's what happened at the end. I'm wondering because she really pressing him hard on this deal. And she really trying to get into this stuff so hard. I'm wondering if she got into some type of trouble and maybe trying to use him as a way to get out. I don't know. That's just my theory. But she gave him that big old spiel about how people depend on you, Terry. I'm depending on you, Terry. Like, and she was laying it on thick, in my opinion. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But Markeisha's starting to seem a little shady. And that's the one thing that can happen with them red bones. They could be shady. I know that's an old saying about red bones or something, but hey, she kind of shady right now. I don't know about Markeisha. Damn, man. Like they say, that girl is poison. You can't trust a big butt and a smile, man. Straight up. Anyway, we see Meech in Atlanta. And man, I don't know about y'all, but I like that house in Atlanta. I think that house is fire. That's like a mini mansion, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I got low standards. Maybe I got high standards. But I think that house is dope. Anyway, we see Terry hit him with the pan. Okay. That's what you're talking about, Terry. Yeah. Mhm. Hey, man, you get hit with a frying pan. That made me rub my it made me rub right here. Man, thank God I ain't never been hit that hard in my life in no fights and stuff like that. But if somebody hit me with a frying pan, whoa. What the hell? I hope I make it. And then I'm a boy. 305 Mr. City, but before every episode, they say on BMF a lot, this is fictional. So Meech and Terry shouldn't be in trouble for killing someone on the show. That is true. And they do, I think I've talked about that before, that could cover their butt. Because you could say this is all TV show. This ain't a documentary. We not confessing about nothing. They making up stuff. And that is totally true. But at the same time, that's like what rappers do, rapping songs and stuff, and they can say it's all entertainment, and they can say, okay, and they can still listen to it or watch it and try to investigate and pull stuff up. You know what I mean? So yeah, technically it's entertainment, but also they can still watch it and investigate. And if they do find stuff, then what? Anyway, we see Meach House in Atlanta is pretty dope. We see that he doing, his thing in Atlanta. And while he there, whatever, his boy tells him, hey, look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I saw Detective Lip and you told me he was from the D, I got worried, man. I killed this basketball. He's like, man, I know you said you killed somebody. Like, yeah, but I ain't tell you who. It's like it was this basketball star. He was on the rise. And I killed him, man. And so, he pretty much got a lot of heat on him. If this was the days of the internet, he probably would have been busted. He lucky he was able to go to Atlanta and lay low and live a new life, because you kill some rising basketball star, they would be all over your head looking for you these days. Anyway, we see little Nikki, little sis, got a lawyer now from Terry, and she talking to her boyfriend on the phone. And hey, man, when you young and dumb and full of a lot of that young bull, why he talking to her and saying, yeah, that's good. I know you gonna be good about that car. I know we got better memories about that car. Yeah, we blessed that car. Then some other girls walk by and then they give him a little flag. Hey, I gotta go, but I love you. Me too. Bye. Come here, babies. Hello, babies. So I think she about to have her first heartbreak coming up pretty soon in the next episode or two, because he about to be slanging that young meat all over town as much as he can. He got new girls on his mind. Meanwhile, what's up with Mom Dukes? Mom went to Atlanta. Things changed when she went to Atlanta. What you think? It looked like when Mom went to Atlanta, she was trying to get blessed a little bit in a couple different ways. She had to catch herself. But I don't know about the prosperity gospel. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think that's a good gospel. But Pastor Cavazier was over there speaking pretty good for the mama over there. Pastor Cavazier, he was over there giving her a little bit of silver and gold, baby. You want some of that silver? I see a little aura around you, baby. Ooh, you shining. Get that shine on. She's like, yeah. Well, I teach my congregation. Are you a pastor too? Why don't you pass some of that over to me? You know what I'm saying? We can, I pass that up. Anyway, she went to Atlanta with Nikki, and we see she wasn't going to let Nikki go down for her first visit or whatever, go down to Morris Brown and start school, rather, I should say. She ain't go by herself. Nikki went, she went with her, which most parents, good parents, do or try to do at some point. And that's cool. That's good. But we see Nicole, she didn't want Mama to go at first. She was trying to get Pops to go, but he ain't go. Pops had something else on his mind. Pops was over there at Terry's diner, wasn't he? Pops seemed like he got a little something going on, don't he? Meanwhile, while he over there doing that, Detective Lip, boy, this dude, man, that's a problem also. I'm not going to say we should go to robotic cops and AI just because it's people that can have a vendetta and then be in the police force and have access to a lot of things, sort of similar like the movie Straw, how that cop kind of had a vendetta in a way, and you can do something to somebody, make them get a bunch of tickets or do this or do that, or be investigating on your day off and moving to other counties and joining new police force and doing. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Do. It's kind of not right in a way, in my opinion. I mean, damn. Anyway, Bryant investigating. He done pulled 3 prints off the car, and they can't find the real name. One of the names for the dudes is Don Ginkgo. Don Ginkgo. So they can't figure out who that is. And he all over the case. He ended up getting the tape and looking at the tape and seeing Meech and old boy Don Ginkgo going into the car lot. And he ended up talking with old girl, and she like, look, I don't know. This is the one that bought the car. I don't know nothing about that. And so, in a way, she is kind of covered. Although Bryant, she ain't know who she was talking to, huh? Because he ended up getting her later in the episode to come down to the police station and answer some questions. And while she answering the questions, she like, look, you ain't got nothing on me. That's the one that bought the car. If you had something on me, you come and put me in cuffs. And she ended up putting her hands out there, displaying like, and he grabbed her. Hey, you dirty bitch. You grimy. And you on my list. The lip never lies. The lip never lies, baby. The lip is on that ass, baby. The lip is on that ass. Da, 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 da. Anyway, we see Stephen Harris. What's up, brother? We see the lip on that case. So he told her, hey, you grimy. I'm on that ass. Meanwhile, when Meech mama pull up to Atlanta, and Meech got a dime piece on his lap in there. She talking about this the den of iniquity. You got to go. Either she go or I go. And she started running a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm torn on that one. Because on one hand, yeah, you want to make your mom happy. You don't want to be uncomfortable. But on the other hand, dang, she ain't the lady of the night, and you done kicked her out. You ain't even do this and that. You come in running the place, saying this, doing that. We'd had to kind of establish a little bit of ground rules. Maybe I'd have had old girl leave, but you're going to have to give me a little bit of space on running everything now. We're going to compromise a little bit now. I don't know. Anyway, uh, we see T and Terry mad at each other. T and Terry. Meech and Terry. Meech done called him tender dick up in this mug. But he mad because Jay Pusher, he done moved all the way over there to Jay Pusher. And so Jay Pusher, they ain't been able to get the stuff. He upset. What they later find out, because they've been holding off on everything because of Brian as the little tender lip. That's what they should have called him, tender lip. Anyway, old tender lip damn near got their last shipment. So while they waiting and everything, Jay Pusher over there flipping all they bricks, moving all they weight. And so by the time they end up getting in contact with him at the end of the episode, he done sold everything. He got the money. He'll give him the money, but he didn't move the work. And, on one hand, Meech happy, but on the other hand, he upset because now they can't make the moves they needed to make for their customers and their suppliers, And then Terry, at the other hand, is seeing the big picture like this dude, the snake, which we later see at the end of this episode. Terry confirmed is probably right, although maybe not, because the dope game is big, it seems, at this level. Well, I ain't gonna say it seems. At the big levels, it is big. So Terry is saying that Jay Pusher a snake in the sense that he may try to cut them off and be the main supplier with Loco. But that's Terry assuming. We don't know. Maybe he does know. I'm assuming. Terry only knows that what Loco does with them. I'm sure Loco got other suppliers to be moving this much weight. So who's to say Loco couldn't supply Jay Pusher with what he want, as well as supply them with what they want? So for Terry to be doing that, it seemed like he be thinking like, what? Loco can only supply one or the other, or unless I'm missing something, and y'all need to let me know what I'm missing. But you know, I don't know. I guess he feel like they may miss their spot if Jay Pusher end up selling all that stuff and getting the contact with Loco, which they trying to do, which we see at the end. Um, anyway, what's up, Rashonda? You know I'm gonna have to look and check you out, Mama. How you doing? Yvonne Cox, you talking about Clifton Powell, Pinky, 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 Pinky. I always remember him as old. I can't even say the word no more. I get banned, but Fagute as Chauncey for Minister Society. Fagute as Chauncey. Oh, look at old Fagute as Chauncey over there running his mouth. He done turned in the tape. Don't come around here no goddamn more. What time is it? Don't come around here this early. It's 3 o'clock. Don't come around here no damn more this early. Let me see the damn car. Anyway. Stephen Harris, you say Meech couldn't stand Tanisha Welch because she was actually really. You done lost me on that one. Yvonne Cox, Pinky Pastor. Put something in the plate, knuckle. Put something in the plate, knuckle. Hey, Pinky, knuckle, don't be come bending the corners like that, no goddamn mouth. Tearing up my ride, bending them damn curves. What's up with Mom Dukes? When she went to college, it looked like some of them college boys was about to smash, right? They was like, ooh, okay, little veterano up in this piece. Little veterano. She ended up talking to old girl. Who is that with the pink and green? AKA pink and green? I don't remember. I think that's the AKA. Anyway, she damn sure wasn't on that level. She worked at Wendy's. Now she just became a pastor. They ain't making no money. She ain't pastor in the silver and gold. So she over here talking to this woman that's been doing this for a minute, and she talking about, yeah, it's clicky. Next thing you know, she talking about her daughter about to be pre-med, this and that. Now she over here trying to compete with Nikki. Nikki, we need to talk about your major. Anyway, we see. I'm glad that I hope she don't put too much pressure on Nikki though. Nikki got a lot going on, and she about to probably get her heart broke because old boy ain't thinking about her while she at college. Her boyfriend, her little car booty. I remember getting that car booty, man. That was actually pretty good booty. Car booty. I'll be some man. I was thinking about some car booty not too long ago, and I was in a two-door Cavalier, and I'd be in the back seat of a 1995 two-door Cavalier, and we'd be in the back seat. I'd push the seats forward and bent up, rolled up. Them damn windows be steamed up. And I don't know how the hell we did it. I look at the back seat of that car today thinking, man, I was skinny. What it is to be young. We was skinny, man. Bending up in that back seat. That's where they was, boy. You what? Anyway, that's one thing about Pete Valley, seeing big ass Uncle Clifford in the back seat. That would have been nasty. Anyway, the car woman at the dealership gave Meech the heads up on Bryant. She actually trying to help and look out for him, but she told him Bryant got that footage and looking for him about that car. Bryant on it trying to bust him with that car, and so she gave him some paperwork or whatever. They talking about Kenny Johnson, who worked at the dealership, was the other dude or whatever. And so they like, all right, they go to talk to him, give him some money to shut up. And while they there, Brian come knocking on the door. This dude the whole time barely wanted to cooperate, didn't want to take the money. Then Brian knocking on the door. This damn fool talking about, I'll make him leave. Duffy had to put the piece on him. The one thing I didn't like though is Brian kicking in the door. I'm Brian kicking in the door and bust in like that. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. That would have been a reason to pop him right there, kicking in the door. Could have popped Bryant. Anyway, I guess they jumped out the window like Spider-Man or something because they ain't show they escaped or something. I don't know. Anyway, we see what y'all think about Charles at the diner when he was talking about old girl and he's singing. He saw her singing. And they had that little game. I like running game. She talking about I like a man that can sing. I know you a celebrity playing that guitar. Them hands. Ooh, I like a man that can strum a guitar. Probably can pluck them strings. You can pluck that string real good, can't you? You can pluck them strings. He say I can do more than that. Anyway, we see Mom and everybody over there in Atlanta. She got a fur coat. Meech then gave Mom Dukes a fur coat this episode. You know, that is something that's, man, kind of confusing. I was wondering as soon as he gave that what she was going to do. And she said she couldn't accept it. I mean, truth be told, if she really is being honest, she shouldn't have stayed in his house. And they shouldn't accept none of that stuff because look at what he doing, you know, and if she trying to be truly doing the right thing with the Lord, I don't know. Maybe that's something she should consider. But who am I to say, right? Maybe that's just my thoughts and opinions. But, you know, she was there. She ended up putting it on, feeling good, looking good too. But she didn't take it. She didn't wear it. Well, she did take it home. Charles got a little jealous. What do y'all think about Charles telling her that he going on a date? Well, you a grown man, Charles. You can do whatever you want to do. What's her name? So she kind of still got feelings or whatever. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong. Ladies, y'all let me know in the comments. Please correct me if I'm wrong, or anybody or men. Y'all let me know if you riding with me. But if they already basically separated, she don't want to be with him no more. He didn't try it. He didn't show this, did whatever. They basically staying in the place together for what? Rent purposes. What's the problem with him saying, I mean, does he need to tell her? I guess it's a respect thing. But if he end up liking her and wanting to be with her, he could just move out and be with her. Just like if she wanted to date somebody, I mean, do she need to tell him everybody she dating? I just think they should have a common agreement. Don't bring nobody to this house, neither one of us. And if we decide to move on, then we'll leave the house. And whoever's left standing can stay here. But I don't know. Anyway, I wouldn't be sitting there trying to report that. I wouldn't be sitting there if we wasn't together no more, because that's part of the problem. Anyway, one thing that they did have a good conversation about that was interesting, though, is when Meech gave her that fur coat and she didn't want to take it. And she was saying about, that ain't right with the Lord and how you making the money. He was like, look, when the Lord wasn't there for us, when we was about to lose the house and the mortgage or whatever, I'm the one that paid that off. And she like, yeah, but what about when you got shot and was about to, die? Who was there for you? The Lord there to bring you back. He ain't really had nothing to say with that, which, that is a good point. And who knows, with that, We don't know. So I guess she won. Anyway, Bryant, man. I can't stand Bryant, man. One of the things, man, about Bryant, I can't stand, man. Yvonne, you right. He didn't have a warrant when he kicked in that door. Is what other job does he do? Does he do? Maybe that's because they just showing it as this case or whatever. I mean, as this show, but it seemed like he don't do nothing, man, but hunt these dudes down. And if it took him 20 years, he sucks. Anyway, when they went to that new church in Atlanta, I will say, I don't know if y'all noticed, I think something gonna be up with that armored car. Y'all see that armored car full of money and the ATMs and all that? They like, armored car. That red BMW 750, man, that car still look good today. Still is a classic in my opinion. They was there when they was at the church. Anyway, we see that armored car. I think there may be a heist, a church armored car heist coming soon. Anyway, what's up with old boy looking like Lucius left foot at the church with all that pressed hair? Come on, I got you. You want to sit in the front? She's like, I ain't never sat this for closer before. Did Meech give him some money in that handshake? I couldn't tell. This is the first reaction. Only saw it once, but it looked like he gave him some type of handshake, maybe some money. I don't know. Anyway, old Lucius left foot. They all sitting in the church. And what's up with old girl? Everybody was talking about the little prosperity gospel. She was about to pass out for that money, huh? What's up? Speaking of pass out, what's up with that video shoot? So we later see Meech and Terry go to a video shoot this episode, and it was some that I guess artist. They don't say who she was. Maybe she never made it, and who knows? But could be made up. But they were in the music biz. They end up loaning their cars out to somebody. So they show up at the video shoot. They end up liking the atmosphere and everything. They watching how this one dude is kind of like trying to take all the glory and take all the attention. Meech ain't like that. Meech ain't like that, boy. He saw that competition right there. He like, man, this dude, some dudes like take all the shine. Terry like, who, you? Man, shut up. Anyway, what's up with old girl? I think the musician might be with Meech for a minute because Meech was kind of running game with her. You know what? Meech, man, I like how Meech is, how he talked to the women and everything. I wonder why men today don't talk to women. Just talk to them. Anyway, he was talking to old girl and she was saying all the jewelry rented, the cars rented, everything. He like, oh man, we about to get in this business and help the artists. And he probably about to smash them all too, is what he thinking. But Shorty had a secret that nose candy is fully paid for. You know what I mean? She went around the corner and got a little book of sugar up in it and was boop, 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 power up. Straight up, man. She over there on that nose candy. So, I guess that's what make her such a great artist. Anyway, Meech also was hollering at this one shorty. Woo, Charlie. And then he said, what? You look black and you talk black? She was black. What the hell was he talking about? You look black and you talk black. And your name is Nicole. What did he say her name was? You look black and you talk black. I thought she was black. What the hell was that? Anyway, she was from a dime piece. And so we see Meech and Terry get that entertainment bug. And then as they talk, they realize, hey, this is a perfect way to wash that money, which that's the real problem when you making that kind of money is what do you say you made the money from? How did you spend it? It's more than a couple $100. So that's always the problem when you making that big money. It's got to be in everything, and that's other people's name. Got everything in another person's name. Anyway, we see that Meech and Terry, they want to start to launder money. They didn't got hit by that. I think what was the old girl name? Maria. Stephen Harris, you say Nicole tired of mom. I know, right? What's up with Charles going to eat dinner with B Mickey people? I mean, that was a nice thing to do. I guess he feels sorry for B Mickey. I was surprised he wanted to do that. What I was really surprised is that he ran his mouth telling them he done met somebody. Like, dude, what? You barely talked to this woman up here talking about some damn, you done met somebody and this and that. Like, Charles, and you telling of all people, be Mickey. I don't know about that. Anyway, I'm put this link in here. If anybody want to come up talk about this episode, I'm gonna go ahead and do my MOSCORE rating, and then we can chop it up a little bit more before I get up out of here. So let's go ahead and get into it. The MOSCORE is my rating system I use to be non-biased. Real simple. 4 categories, 25 points each, give you 100 points. First category, visual cinematography. This episode, as with most, they do kind of film it with a little bit of tint to make it look somewhat older, but it's still a modern production and it looks that way. I do like how they kind of showed them hiding in the pickup truck and the way that they kind of show a little bit of the flashbacks in Mexico and things. The way old girl took that booger sugar was interesting. Nah, I'm joking. But overall, for this type of show, it's pretty good, but nothing special this episode. Too special, I guess. The fight scene was pretty well shot. I will give them that. The fight scene was interesting. So I'm going to give them 21 out of 25. Storyline and plot. It's still keeping me interested. I enjoy the storyline and plot. I think this episode, seeing Mom Dukes deal with living in the world, but trying to be a pastor, as well as Nikki growing up, Meech and Terry dealing with the stuff they dealing with the music business, or dealing with Jay Pusher and Loco and back and forth to Detroit to Atlanta. That's a lot of driving. Anyway, I would say this episode with Charles and all of this other stuff is interesting. It's good. I wouldn't say it's the episode you tell everybody they got to check out. So with that being said, I'm going to give this episode a 21 also. No, I'm going to give it a 20. And then special effect, makeup, costumes. I really enjoyed that red BMW. Let's see, that fur coat. They was, had some couple different items in the show that caught my attention. Special effects with the fight scene and how they had all that choreographed was pretty cool. It was interesting. But overall, I'm gonna give it a 18 out of 25. And last but not least, entertaining. Fun factor. Was it entertaining? That I enjoyed the episode? Yeah, I did. I do want to watch it again and check it out. See what I may have missed and pick up on a couple things. Every episode I ain't in a hurry to watch again, so I give them that. I am interested to see it again, but I wouldn't say it was so fire I gotta see it again. If that make any sense. Some stuff so fire you can't wait till you see it again. Then some stuff, you be like, well, I'll watch it again, whatever. Or, hey, I'll check it again. Ain't nothing else on, I want to see what I may have missed. Them the three kind of feelings. And I'm gonna put it in the middle. It wasn't that fire, but it wasn't that bad. So I'm gonna give it a 19 out of 25. Which gives it a total MOSCORE of 78. A 78 out of 100, which is a high C plus. We could round it up to a B, a 80, a 8 out of 10. But that's just my thoughts on that. We got Kalans. What's up? What's up? Is this the Shy worth subscribing? Absolutely. I don't know what you mean, but yeah, definitely subscribe here. This always worth it up in here. Bam. Courtney and yo, what's up? What's up? How you feeling? What's good with you, Courtney and Terry? Let be Mickey back in. Right. I forgot about that. At the very end, Terry did let be Mickey back in, but not really. He say, you about to be back doing whatever I tell you to do. You ain't really back in. And they held him at gunpoint while he was there, which I ain't get. And Big Boy don't even understand about being expendable. Talking about, I've been here from day one. Why you ain't got me? Yeah, because I need you, goofball. Anyway, what's good, Stephen Harris?
I mean, what's good? Because you seen Charles Lucy was talking to Charles like he was a piece of trash.
Always talk to him like that. She gonna be sad when she sees somebody else wanting that trash.
I mean, yeah, because Charlie might need to leave out of Lucia house, though, and need to much find him another woman.
Hey, now that's the truth. I mean, ain't nothing like being around somebody that don't appreciate you all the time. It does wear you down, and they need to realize just because you feel that way don't mean everybody feel that way. Just because you see things that way don't mean everybody see things that way. And so I'm glad in a way Charles ain't absorb enough of that where he get beat down and depressed and start believing it. But she want to punish him for what he did. And that's her way of punishing him by making him feel bad, feel guilty, and all of that. So I understand why and what's going on, but still messed up. Anyway, I'd look at it like, look, either forgive me and move on, or we can punish and I'm gone or whatever, But we can't do half and half. You have forgive me, but you still want to punish me. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because in Nicole and her mom Lucy, they was finna go at it in that house.
So what you think about this episode? What would you rate this episode?
I give this episode like a 9.5. I give it. Because either much or I seen Lamarca was getting either much held up.
Who?
Lamar, I mean average Lamar cousin was patching Lamar up. Hold on, let me see.
Lamar wasn't in this episode.
Oh,
was he?
Oh yeah, he was in this episode because he wasn't in episode 2 last week.
Yeah, this episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3. Yeah, he wasn't in the other episode.
So What you think about Brian, Detective Lip, chasing everybody
Detective Brian
around?
been chasing after Meech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he was back there filming Meech when he walked into that car dealership.
I mean, dude is really chasing him down, but he ain't really catching up with nothing. But
Yeah, though, and he
yeah,
don't eat much, and he not eat much on the task force down there in Detroit because they had fired him. Now he trying to get on the task force so he can work with the Red Dogs and bring down Meech, because you know he ain't gonna stop at nothing till he handcuff him.
yeah. I mean, it ain't looking too
Dude, I mean
good.
he's
What you
terrible.
think
Detective
about
Brian,
Markeisha? You think Markeisha a fed? You think Markeisha trying to set Terry up?
I think Marquise is trying to set Terry up though, because I don't trust this girl not one single bit though, because she is dirty. Because you know she gonna keep going back to her husband, boom, and getting information out of him.
What you think about that deal at the end when she was trying to hurry up and run in there and Terry like, hold on, we got to peep the scene. He like,
Yeah,
look
that's
at
what
all
he
that
told
white
him.
boys not eating.
Yeah,
You think she knew about that, or you think she was surprised?
I do. I think she already knew about that. I mean, dude, I mean, don't you? And Marquise look bad though. She really do, because I'm talking about having plastic surgery on her face. But I'm talking about in real life, she look good like that. But on this show, she look bad.
You think so?
Yeah, no, because that girl had plastic surgery on her face.
I mean, I ain't noticed it. I still thought she looked good. I just think she's shady. But hey, everybody.
Dude, and then and Terry need to get rid of her because Meech don't like her.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, she's shady. That's the main reason. What you think about moms when she went to Atlanta with the new pastor telling
Yeah,
about the
then she gonna
silver and
tell
gold?
Meech to get that whore out of your house. And then she gonna, I said, how you gonna come in the house and tell Meech to get his whore out of the house? Because Meech got his own house down there and paying his own bills in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, that's the truth. What you think about her when she was talking to the pastor and about the money and being
Oh, you talking about Pastor Pinky?
yeah, Pastor Panky.
Yeah, though.
Panky.
I mean that man ain't nothing but a Teflon dollar.
Oh, what? A Teflon dollar.
Mhm.
A Teflon dollar. What, boy? You come up with some stuff, don't you? So I thought he was gonna try to smash at first.
Yeah, I mean, you talking about old Pinky from Friday?
Yeah,
Then he probably would clap at you because he probably gonna be the one that give Lucille a bag of money from church.
hey, you'd better messed up the church's money messing with that right there. So I was thinking she might even come down to Atlanta and start a congregation, but I don't know. I don't know her story. We heard of Meech and Terry's story. I don't know her story, so I don't know. Do you know if she ended up doing something like that or not? I don't know.
Mm.
You don't know about little Pinky Jakes, Pinky
Mm.
Jakes,
Yeah,
Pinky Jakes.
I
he,
don't think I ain't trusting his character. I don't know if he a dirty pastor.
yeah, he definitely dirty. Overall, was it anything you liked about this episode? Stood out? What you think about that Mexico shootout in the beginning?
I mean, dude, I mean, they can't shoot on this show.
They can't shoot on this show.
I'm telling you, because I'm talking about, I mean, I don't know why they keep going back to that storyline in Mexico, giving us these flashbacks.
So you don't like that part. You
No,
rather get it all
I ain't
over.
careful with though. Because Loco, he need to go too.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your point about the flashback. Some people may want them to just spit it out, which that's kind of cool either way with me a little bit. I don't want them to be still doing these Mexico flashbacks
Yeah,
uh,
in every
every
episode.
episode. Yeah, no, I don't want it every episode. That's a good point. It'll
Yeah,
play
I mean
it.
that's boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would play it out. So, I mean, we'll see how it all comes together, whatever. But Terry and Meech went through some things in Mexico. What you think about them never showing Terry or Meech pop somebody, take them out?
The writers won't let them.
You think it's they trying to protect them, or
They
just
trying to protect them too
coincidence, man? Because
on this show.
that's one of the things that is kind of part of their lore, so to speak, that they wasn't, making it that big with a lot of violence. But I still just think it's hard to get that far without some. And they show that it is some, but they didn't do it, which, how convenient is that? But anyway, you say Loco gotta go. What's up? What you think is up with Loco?
I think Loco gonna end up turning on Meech and Terry.
Well, you
because Loco already don't like Terry.
No, he don't like Terry. That's true. Terry is always complaining though. Hey, they was about to leave him in Mexico when they pulled off. He had to run and jump on the
And jump
back.
again, your head jump on the back.
Uh-huh. He cared more about the dude that saved him than Loco did. So, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, this episode is interesting. It's pretty good. I want to see what happens. I'm interested to see what's going on with Markeisha. Charles and his new date. Which you think anything gonna come of that? Or
Dude,
just...
I think Charles, though, with that new, I think it's gonna be working out well because he gonna try to move in the house with her and clap them cheeks.
Clap them cheeks. Yeah. Hey, he ain't clapped no cheeks in a minute. So you see, he was ready to sing that song up in there. It was like Alicia Keys video and this singing in the diner or something up in there pieces. So she said he was famous. And he like, hey, I'll make you famous over here, baby. I give you my last name. Anyway, we'll see how it all play out, man. This episode, like I said, was cool, but I'm ready to see how the story ends. Some people I know say they don't really like a show where they kind of know how it ends, and I get that to a certain degree, like a Raising Canaan or this show. But all of these subplots and other character stuff has my interest as well, whether it's Nikki or the moms or whatever going on, Markeisha and stuff, it got me interested. So anyway, we get up out of here, man. I see my girl Encouraging Warrior. You say, what up, crew? Just stuck your head in the holler. That's what's up. I appreciate you coming through. I forgot to put the comments on the screen. Shoot. Anyway, do you watch The Chi, Steve?
Oh yeah, I do watch the Chi.
Yeah, that's right. You come on. I was gonna watch The Chi tonight, but it didn't come on midnight. I think it came on like 15 minutes after midnight or something, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm about to go ahead and watch The Chi now and check it out. And I appreciate you coming through, though. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up with this episode. Anything you want to say about this episode before we get out of here?
Because this episode was it was solid.
Yeah.
Next week episode season 4 is gonna be a shootout probably.
Yeah, I mean the way they planning things, I kind of think maybe something bad may happen to be Mickey. Because normally,
and Jay Duffy gonna end up going to jail. I won't be surprised if the Detective Brian handcuff him and lock him up.
I ain't think about them getting him just yet, but B Mickey and the way they frame and everything.
I don't trust B Mickey because I mean him and Terry ain't on good terms with each other. Because when he tried to offer him for that money or envelope, he done turned it down and said, I don't need it.
Right.
That was for that little girl, because she got an oxygen on her. Because she's sick, though. I said, why do you have the girl playing in the sand, though, with that breathing machine on? Get that up about that sand. And then that was stupid. He turned down the money.
Yeah, I know. He looking for a job instead of a handout. And the way I get that, but I still wouldn't have turned it down, though. But one of the things I thought that's making him look like he may not make it is when Charles talking about he want to come and help him and help him do some handiwork and all this and that, we'll probably be like, man, he was doing good. He was trying to do some handiwork at the house and got killed. Anyway, that's how I was thinking they was framing it. So we'll see. Anyway, what you think about the Pacers tonight before we finally get out of here? They made it. Game 7.
Yeah, I already know. We talked about that last week. It's gonna be game 7.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not a Pacers fan, but I am a basketball fan.
Yeah, you're a Chicago fan.
Definitely a Chicago Bulls fan. That's my team.
But do you follow? Do you listen to these people on the Chicago radio station like ESPN 94.9 Box?
Nah, I ain't heard that in a minute.
I'm talking about, it's an ESPN down in Chicago where they talk about basketball and football, like the Bears. They talk about them in the Chicago Cubs, in the Bulls.
Oh, okay.
Do you follow them?
I ain't listening to sports radio in a minute. But but I will say, ain't nothing to hear in Chicago, man. They always making bad trades and moves and deals and stuff. It's depressing. One thing I will give Indiana, they respect. They normally always have good flow, good team. And the Colts and the Pacers, they normally do better job with their personnel than Chicago teams, sadly. Anyway, get up out of here, man. Hopefully Chicago get it together one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I appreciate you coming through, Steve.
Right.
Definitely, man, especially this early in the morning.
Yeah, they're 107 over here in Houston.
Okay, it's 207 where I'm at right now. So, Indianapolis. So, we here. Just get through watching. Appreciate you, man. Let me get up out of here. And everybody that's out there watching and in the comments and all of that, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Yvonne, Pacers do have a good front office. They've had a good, steady front office and ownership for a long time. A long time. I give them, even back with the Reggie Miller days, they always had deep teams. They never really had a superstar, but they always had deep, respectable teams. Always. It's just that they got lucky right now that the NBA is trying to crack down on super teams. So having a deep, respectable team can go a long way as the playoffs and all this stuff go. So, but yeah, they always been good. I give them credit for that. Crystal, you say just finished the episode. All right, that's what's up. Put in your in the comments, what would you rate it? Scale of 1 to 100. I gave my MOSCORE was a 78 on the MOSCORE for those who wanted to know. So that's bars right there, free of charge right there. Well, but how does he do it? Who knows, man? They talk about AI. AI can't do that. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Dame Dollar, good night to you, my brother. Get up out of here. Yvonne, you say they had Larry Bird was the coach and later president. Larry Bird, man, actually, Larry Bird, before I go, a lot of people don't realize or know, is one of the greatest coaches of all time. The problem is Larry Bird actually only coached for, I think, 3 or 4 years. 4 years. But he won over 50 games and took the Pacers to the finals in just 3-4 years. And they won 2 games against the Lakers, the Shaq Kobe Lakers, who then beat everybody else with only 1 game. Philadelphia and who was the other team they beat for the championship? Anyway, but Larry Bird quit and went to be president because he said players don't play like him and this and that. It's hard for a great player to be a coach because you be expecting them to play as hard as you or operate the way you do and things, and they don't do it, and then you get pissed. They don't have the same effort or care. Isaiah Thomas he wasn't a bad coach. Isaiah Thomas wasn't a bad coach, but Larry Bird, I give Larry Bird his credit. He did a good job, man. He did. A lot of people don't think about that. Anyway, I wonder what Larry Bird would do in today's NBA. They'd probably be saying he's the greatest player ever lived, because Larry Bird was really a good player and could shoot the three, but he only took like 2 threes a game. Imagine if Larry Bird took 10 threes a game like they do nowadays, and he'd be hitting 7 of them, 6, 7 of them every game. Larry Bird a kill. Anyway, we would never hear the end of Larry Bird if he lived in today's NBA. Never hear the end of it. Never. So, anyway, let me get up out of here. I don't know how we got on Larry Bird. Oh, yeah. Somebody had mentioned it. Yvonne, I think. Anyway. Y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. It's 2:12 a.m. I need to go live tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Shy, and there's so much other stuff going on in the world that really need to talk about. But we come here sometime, talk about this stuff to get our mind off all that other real stuff, because, we can't get away from that sometimes. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for coming through and having this little break in the entertainment, for a minute. I appreciate everybody in the comments. Steve coming up, chatting with me as always. I always like to talk with you. And everybody else, don't be shy. You can come and chat. Everybody should come up and chat at least once. Don't be shy. It's all good. Anyway, with that being said, I'm up out of here, y'all. St. Louis, what's good? Saint Louis from France. You at the real St. Louis, not the United States St. Louis. I am from St. Louis. No, it's pretty fit and proper. I'm from St. Louis. That's where I'm from. It's pretty fit and proper. All right? That's how we say it, bruv. Hey, bruv, look, I like the way you talk. It's pretty fit and proper. And we from St. Louis, bruv. Give a shout out. Give a shout out to my borough. How'd I do with that impersonation? I like talking to my English friend, and then he do his American impersonation. It's so funny. It is so funny. It's so funny to hear people do American impersonations when they have thick other accents. That's hilarious. Well, oh, you American? Well, we about to go into the story. People, the way they impersonate Americans is hilarious. Saint Louis, you say, once you see a unique park in the world, once you see a unique park in the world, just 4 minutes. Once you see a unique park in the world, just 4 minutes. All right, for Saint Louis from France, you lost me on this one, man. What are you talking about? We don't see another park, bruv, in the world. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I know I done said it a few times, but this about to be the main one right here. I don't know what he talking about, 4 minutes, but we ain't got 4 minutes, unfortunately. Peace, bruv. Peace in the Middle East, bruv. You want to show up? You want to be pretty fit? You have to have peace in the Middle East, bruv. Peace in the Middle East. Man, I don't even want to start on that one. You talk about stuff beyond your reach, right? Deuces, man. Y'all be safe. And I'm out.